Welcome back to another of the series of introductory lectures I'll be doing to this electronic course, these two electronic courses. They've been prepared, funded, conceptualised by the Faculty of Sociology and Anthropology at Thammasite University. I'm at the Rangsit campus, and the last video dealt with the basics of the mundane, even boring task of filing. I talked about a number of things. I showed you the way in which I don't use folders. I have all of my academic articles and books and book chapters all in one folder, no subfolders. And what I do is I make use of all of the facilities in your file manager, whether it be Max Finder or Windows Explorer, choosing the details view, selecting the columns that I need to find the stuff that I'm looking for, learning how to unclick and select things by size, by file name, by file type, the date it was added, the date it was modified, the date it was created. So we've done filing. If you have a system and you have everything organized, you have brought order to your virtual library in ways that resemble knowing where to go to your library at home, the bookshelf, or to go to your university library. You know where to find things. They're ordered by number. And so the next thing that we're going to be doing together now, related to the important issue of filing, is we're going to be looking at some amazing software, which is not expensive, which has functions and capabilities that improve the already very good search facilities in both Mac and PC. Now, you remember that I mentioned earlier that almost all the programs I'm going to show you are actually Mac programs, and I will do the best that I can to complement those lectures with some short content about PC. But whether you are in PC or whether you're a Mac, in addition to the native filing systems, the Windows Explorer and Finder will allow you to do basic searches. But there are some significant disadvantages with doing searches using just the normal software, which is really the reason why these indexing programs have been created. And I haven't got the time to kind of recommend a whole pile of them and for me to point out the advantages and disadvantages of the various ones. What you can do is you can go onto Google and you can ask for comparisons, comparing this program with that program, and you may come across a nice article. What I want to do is to show how by using these indexing programs, you are able to find a needle in a haystack. Now, the English idiom to find a needle in a haystack is a way of saying finding something incredibly small in something incredibly big. And so the reason why we make the use of programs such as indexing software is that it allows us to have all of our information at our fingertips, which is to say that it doesn't take a lot of effort and it doesn't take a lot of time for us to find the information that we need. Now, in the context of talking about indexing software, you all know what Google is, and you all know, well, you may not know, that the thing that makes Google so powerful and differentiates it from the other search engines that are its competitors is that Google is all the time trawling through the internet, and it is indexing, it is making a copy of all the existing content and any new content that is uploaded, which means that its search is so fast. And I'll show you a bit of a demonstration, and you will see that there are programs which are like Google, except that it will index absolutely everything on your hard drive so that you can find it far faster than the native file management programs that it comes with. Now, those programs are really important, and it's really important that you make the most of them and learn how to use them properly, selecting the appropriate view, choosing the columns that you need to see and unsee. You need to get used to being able to right-click on the columns and deleting the columns that give you irrelevant information, making sure that only the important stuff is there. Okay, so what I'd like to do is I'd like to demonstrate the use of a program called Foxtrot Professional Search. Absolutely everyone that I have recommended this program to and has used it has told me that it has revolutionized and greatly increased the speed of how they can do their work. So let's look at Foxtrot Professional Search. At another time I will compare Foxtrot with a program called Copernic Desktop Search when I bring my PC in. But let's go to Foxtrot, and I'm just going to change to Foxtrot now. And so this is the interface of Foxtrot. The first thing that you need to do when you install Foxtrot now, to buy this, it's around 3,000 baht. So it is not free and it's not particularly cheap. But I would say that it's money well spent. What you do is this works alongside your file manager. And so my file manager, you'll see here that I have got my academic library. These are my filed academic library. And you'll see, as I explained earlier, you'll see that these are organized alphabetically. These are organized alphabetically. From A, I press Z and I go immediately down to Z, although you can't quite see that there. You will see that all of these files have been filed with the surname first, and then after that an initial, the year, and the title of the book or the journal article, and then if it's a journal, the name of the journal, the volume, the issue, and the page numbers, which is my system and one that I strongly encourage you to follow. You will also notice that when you go on to the Google Drive, that every academic article and ebook that is in the folder is filed in this way. So what you do after you have got your Foxtrot installed is that you have to select the folder that you want to index, and that, depending on the number of files and the speed of your processor, can take some time. Whenever you make big changes to your filing system, when you add new references, when you add new books, when you add new PDFs of articles, you need to re-index, because Foxtrot Professional Search uses the latest index to file the information that you need. Now, I just, before, one of the things that I'll be doing later on is I will be giving some lectures on what is called virtual ethnography, sometimes you called netnography, the ethnography of the internet, or netnography. So you'll see you'll see here that I have begun to type in the word netnography. Now, this has indexed absolutely all of my filed academic library. So I have well over 5,000 PDFs that I've indexed. And I'm typing the word that I'm searching for, and it is providing me a list of words present in my 5,000 that it has indexed in my 5,000 academic articles on Finder here. And so let's just I'm not going to type the whole word. I'm going to search for netnography, netnographic, netnographers, and I'm going to press search. Oh, okay. So what I do now, let's go to full screen. Now what you'll see is a column. A column. Now this column will show you here are the results. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There are 16 articles out of my 5,000 plus PDFs with the word netnography on it. Now, the importance of what this program does is it does two things. It orders this search result in order of the files where there are most incidences of the word netnography. So I'll see up here that there are 55 occurrences of the word netnography. Now, let's do this. I'm going to copy that word and I'm going to go into my academic library and I'm going to ask it. Now, we have the same number of articles that have come up here. The same number. But the difference is this. The one with the least occurrence of the word, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 of these with only 1 occurrence of the word. Now, in the old system, you would search for a word. You would search for a key term in a folder, and Finder would produce all of the PDFs with this word in it. Now, I Googled a relatively obscure term, but if I was to Google a very, very common term, I may have hundreds of results. And what I would have to do is I would have to open every file, and then I would have to search for that word. I would have to press Command F, and then I would copy, and then I would search. So there's 1 occurrence, 2 occurrences. Only 2 occurrences. So if I had hundreds, I would have to open hundreds of files, and I would have to search for that term, netnography, and it would take me through. What is so wonderful about this indexing software is that I can go, it not only shows me the documents that have the most occurrence of the word, but it will take me to the place, it will show me a preview. It will show me a preview, and I can quickly see the chapter that is going to be the one that I really need to be reading. So, my goodness, chapter 18 of this book, there is an entire chapter designated to analysing this new research method called netnography. If I could use this program well, I would be able to isolate whereabouts amongst my 5,000 PDFs, there was a PDF that had the most occurrences of this word. And so when I am wanting to read around a specific topic, remember, this is a course about reading. This is primarily a course that is going to get you to get back on the bike of reading. Sometimes when we learn to ride, we fall off the bike. And we may scrape ourselves, we may be discouraged, we may even cry if we were young, but we've got to eventually get back on the bike. So this indexing software, Foxtrot Professional Search, is incredibly powerful and very, very easy to use. There are other programs that analyze content, and they are far more expensive, and they do take quite some time before you are able to use them properly. So, if you've never heard of indexing software, I'm glad to have been the person to have introduced you to it. This is a way of us saying goodbye to haystacks and hello needle. It's one of the easiest ways to help us get information that we need at our fingertips really, really fast. The native facilities, the native programs in Mac and in Windows Explorer and Finder have very, very good facilities, but they are just basic. Windows is really quite slow, Mac a lot better, a far more elaborate indexing system. But as you've seen, although you have to index everything, which takes time once it is indexed, with Foxtrot Professional Search, you are able to find the things that you need really, really fast. And so why do hard when you can do easy? Okay? So, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I've enjoyed being with you, and I hope that the feeling is mutual. See you again next time. We're going to be continuing this series of lectures, of webinars on study and IT skills, which is preparing us in this electronic course to make the most of the content, the electronic content that I've curated on the website. So thanks again. See you next time.